What's up everybody, it's your boy JT here, and in this tutorial video we're going to talk about how to heat press a garment. We're going to talk about the timing, how to prep the garment, pressure of the press, the temperature, and everything you need to know for heat pressing your vinyl image onto your garment. So the first step you want to do after you get all your heat press all pre-warmed up, I usually start it out about 325, 320, somewhere around there. It kind of depends on the thickness or the material of the garment. But first you want to kind of line it up nice. Make sure, I always check the sleeves because you kind of eyeball it from the sleeves. Make sure the neck part's lined up perfect. The little pouch for the hoodie, we'll say. You want to get that lined up for the first step. So for step number 2, I usually grab just like a dollar store lint roller. And what I like to do is I like to get all the lint on there, the hair, whatever you might have on the garment. Get that off. And that's usually the second step that I use. So for step number 3, I usually take one of my Teflon sheets and I put it over the top of the garment. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pre-press the garment. It's going to take any moisture out. It's going to make the vinyl stick to the garment a little bit easier. And I usually use like medium to medium high pressure, about 5 to 7 seconds. You don't have to put a cover sheet. You could do a straight press onto the garment. But I do it so it don't leave as much crease. So for step number 4, you're going to take your design, your lettering or whatever you want to put on the garment. I usually double check it first. Make sure there's not any excess pieces of vinyl on it, any imperfections. Once everything's clear and ready to go, I usually set it on my image or my garment. I eyeball it first. Then I'll take like just a regular tape measure. And what I like to do is line it up from the last part of the image to the inseams on the sleeve. So that's about 3 inches. And that's about 2.5. So whatever you got to do, if you got to pull this over just a little bit, slide this over just a little bit. Once it's all lined up, you can double check. It's usually about right when you check the second time. You want to take your Teflon sheet, put it over the top of your image, and I usually press it for about 20 to 25 seconds. Of course, there's a timer on your heat press, so set it to whatever you think. It's kind of trial and error for me. Like I said, it kind of depends on your heat press. I use a World of Paper 15-inch by 15-inch heat press at 320 to 325 for about, we'll say about 25 seconds. Press it down. Now the vinyl I use is a Caesar brand, and it's a hot or cold pill, so I like to do it hot to get it off there. So once that timer goes off, pull up your press. You're going to want to kind of go at a constant pull right there. And if you notice, your image looks amazing on there. And if you want to do multiple colors, like in this instance, we're going to go ahead and do another design with a different color. You're going to want to do it at first at that, and then you're going to want to go ahead and add your other design. You could do it for a little bit less seconds, like maybe 5 seconds instead of 20 or 25 less, because then once you do your other image, you're going to want to double press it. So in your next step, if you want to add a multiple colors or a different design, in this case we're going to add a quad on this, and so I pressed it for about 15-20 seconds the first time, and then you're going to go ahead and want to line up wherever you want your image to be on there. So this is going to be in the bottom left corner. So you're going to want to put your Teflon sheet back on top, hit it for another about 15-20 seconds. And then you're going to want to peel that off. So now that you have all your images that you want to leave on the garment, this is a very important step. And I didn't do this when I first started, but it was kind of trial and error. You want to put the Teflon sheet over the whole image that you just created onto your garment. And I usually press it for about 5 to 7 seconds, just like the pre-press and all that stuff like that. It just kind of sets in your vinyl. It makes it last a lot longer. And you could just time it in your head. You don't really got to set the timer or nothing. You know, I just peel it off. And there you go. So now that we got our design all pressed, you learned how to use a heat press. Now you look at your final product, and of course your customers will be happy and they'll be coming back to you over and over again. Thank you again. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. T-shirts with JT. Share it with your friends and family. And let's get heat pressing together.